This is the village of Walsham-le-Willows. This is the church of St Mary. Very large, imposing church, right on the edge of the village road, which actually is the main part of the village here. Let's go and have a look. So we come straight off the pavement into what was a gateway. Well, is a gateway. Oh no, there is a gate. I apologize. And to our right, most beautiful roses. And there's two little beds of roses, and they flank the war memorial. And this is wonderful. It's to the 1914-19 war and the 1939-1945 war. It sits right underneath in the shadow of the tower, which has a clock and is actually keeping the right time. It's a lovely flint on that tower, dark, with little bits of flecky white flint in it. It's lovely. It's a very, very big tower. There's a massive extension here in a lovely flint. It's got some really nice pointing on it. It's very well done, all of that. That's lovely. And then there's a porch extension. And we've got all this checkerboard effect as a sort of dado, and that's been done in a kind of marbly. No, it's not. It looks it. No, it's flint. Yes, that's all flint. That's lovely. Flint and rendering by the look of it. Got some floodlights there that light up the church. And this sort of diamond effect is all over. There are big pieces of flint which are cut. And that's cement to make that effect. It's all down the front of that porch. Beautiful, beautiful churchyard. I was going to say sunny, and it is because the sun has just come out. In fact, I think we'll go and sit down on this bench for a minute and just look at this. This is a lovely little bench. It's been put here. That's better. We can sit here and look at this church. That is a massive tower with that beautiful porch, and that sort of looks almost like a herringbone effect from here. That's lovely on that face of that porch. It's beautiful. You can see that the churchyard is actually very well manicured with lovely, smart gravel paths running through well-kept grass. It's all been cut neatly around the headstones. It's beautiful. Let's have a look over here. There's one here which is set in iron railings. In loving memory of Jabez Colson, son of J.E. and F. Colson, who died in 1903. And he was cremated in Germany, and then he was interned here in this vault. Another one of these graves that's got so much history. Look at that, that's lovely. It's got like a wreath on the top. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. Look at that. To die is gain. Affectionate remembrance of Jabez Ebenezer Colson. It's a family vault with a lot of history involved. And look at this graveyard, isn't it beautiful? This is one of the neatest, tidiest, most attractive graveyards I've seen for a long time. Unlike most of the Suffolk villages where they're sort of turned into nature reserves where basically they're left to grow wild, this one is all well manicured, all neat and tidy. Look at these here, all the grass has been trimmed and cut all around the graves. There's lots of headstones along the side of the wall where they've been lifted up from the main part of the churchyard. Here's another one here with railings around it. Another impressive. This looks like Victorian. Look at that cross, isn't that beautiful? That look. It's got some roses here, look. We've got all these beautiful headstones. They're just so dramatically beautiful. I just love them. And then all the light and shadows under the trees. A lot of double headstones here, two leaning towards each other. Oh, look at the church there. Reflected against the sky. Clouds with very few blue bits, but it's so bright because the sun is actually shining. It's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Samuel Dixon Jessup died in November 1880. Here is falling over, right over. And this is part of the churchyard here, which is surrounded by this flint wall with little brick pillars in it. It's right on the edge of the main road in Walsham-le-Willows. It's got a pub just down the road from here, and here we can see we've got a path that goes to the gate, so we can come into the churchyard from that side of the village, straight down. And there's another one over the other side. There's three entrances by the look of it. William Davey, he died in 1877, age 67. On this side of the path we've got yet again a large collection of headstones, and they're all just beautiful. They've all got this aged patina on them, and they're all leaning at some sort of angle or other. It makes them all look very attractive. There's a floodlight here in the middle of the churchyard to light this church up, so it must be well lit. Another grave here with iron railings and a sort of a shrub growing up through it of some sort, with an area of it that can't be attended because of the iron railings, and they've sunk a bit as well. So the church there's got a whole mass of windows at the top. Absolutely lovely. An extension at the back. Here again in this corner we've got even more beautiful headstones. I just love these with all this angel here, or cherub. this patina from the weather. The ivy growing up on these. Look, that's all cracked. It's very busy here at the back of this church. We've got windows that look as if they were added. We've got doorways, little wooden door, memorials, little niches up the top there, perhaps that is, small windows, and lovely flint work with very nice pointing, very attractive that is. It's all been properly pointed with joints like brickwork would be, and then it would be pointed off, unlike a lot of the flint where it's done behind a board and then the board is taken away. The back of the church here where the altar is, we've got some more recent graves, and their house is quite close to the church, so the church backs up to local properties. There's one cross here. If we look up here, we've got a very large window, and then a cross at the top. It's a large stained glass window, and there again we've got all this very attractive, very well done flint work. So at the side of the church here we've got an area which has been left to nature. Look at that attractive scene with all this summer growth of weeds and grass and plants and headstones sticking out of them. Some of the grass has been cut here so we can walk around. There's some broken pieces of headstones there that have been very thoughtfully all put together and left there. Yeah, it looks like it was one piece that was all damaged. Sad, isn't that? It's like a memorial here on the side of the church. And a cross here on its own. Look at this beautiful scene here with all the grass. We've got all these headstones here which look as if they've been placed here purposely, probably been moved to tidy up the churchyard, I expect. But this part here, which looks like an older part of the churchyard now, there's got masses of graves here, massive underneath the trees. Look at the light coming down and reflections. I'm sure most of these have been moved and placed here. These look too crowded to me. If we look at the church, we can see that this church has been all repointed at some time. It's beautiful, beautiful flint work, beautiful pointing. Just loads and loads of graves here. Perhaps they were moved from the front of the church, and then they've cleared the grass. They trim a nice area so that you can just get by. See how all this is all nicely done. And here we've got the tower up there, this old door here, but the sun's shining and the trees are casting moving shadows on the side of the church and on the grass and all over the headstones. A beautiful sight. It's my favourite sight of all things that I see in the churchyards, that is graveyards like this. Just fabulous. Here in this very beautiful part of the churchyard, some bird boxes or boxes of some sort up there on the tree. The sun shining through, and got an unusual grave here. with a metal plate on it, so it hasn't faded away. This is 1877, 1859, and 1846. As we walk back round to the church, we see a beautiful headstone there with holes cut in it. It's very pretty. Oh, look at that. Isn't that lovely? That's just beautiful, eh? It's got a flower each side. That's just lovely. Lovely headstone. Here, right at the base of the tower, see the size of it, and the window and door, and we're on the edge of the village here, the edge of a road. Beautiful place Walsham-le-Willows is. So we come back to this entrance porch and look up. We've got a little niche up there which hasn't really got anything in it, but here we've got iron gates, lovely iron gates with netting up above, stop birds. They're beautiful. They're sort of Art Nouveau, very nice. And they're open, so we're inside this big porch. Well, let's start. We've got a very high wooden ceiling, quite ornately decorated actually at the sides, and we've got two windows. They're identical to each other, little bits of blue colour in them, and then sort of frosted plain glass. The walls are painted, but they're done very sympathetically, where they've been plastered and left the stone at the edge, and then the plaster comes to an end here. That's lovely. That's beautiful. We've got this plaque here. Not sure what that's about. The floor is the typical red and black tiles. And then we've got a very old wooden sort of dado and bench. This looks very old indeed. Oh, look at this door. So have a look and see what's in here. Well, we find ourselves in a very quiet space, very large space. It's got memorials to our left there on the wall. The whole church is painted and rendered walls, red and black tiles. A little raised area here that's carpeted with some books and details, and a photograph here. What's this? That's the church there, which is down there. So we'll have a look at that at the moment. There's a big chest over here underneath this window. Chest is amazing. That's really old. Lovely old chest. Yeah. Above it is this large plain glass window letting in a lot of light. The church is well lit because we've all these windows up above. Here's a lovely flower arrangement here that someone has been thoughtful and kind enough to produce. And the font is to our right here, which is just near where the tower is. Now that is a really old, ornate font. Look at the work on that. It's a beautiful old font. And it's on a plinth which has got carpet. That's nice. And this is underneath the tower, and that's the door that goes outside, and the window at the bottom of the tower. And then presumably here we go through, and there'll be stairs going up to the tower. And if we turn, we can see what we just saw in that photograph. That's looking down the aisle to the altar. And the ceiling is just lit beautifully. All those windows up above. And the sun's coming out at this very minute and just like turning the lights on. It's so light in here. You don't need lighting. What a wonderful ceiling as well. All those supports that come right down between the windows. Magnificent, absolutely magnificent ceiling. What a beautiful work of art that is. So we've got 3 aisles. It's quite a large grand church here. And all the windows on the side are actually plain. So, well, there are some stained glass ones up there, but these down here are plain. So there's so much light coming in. There's a grate running down the center of this aisle. And the pews are on wooden plinths. It's worth noting these beautiful light fittings that are on the center of each arch. The iron hanging, they're beautiful. Both sides, they're beautiful. We walk up here a little more, and then we look to our left. We've got a good view of the organ with those magnificent silver painted organ pipes. And in front of this screen here, which in itself I must say is fabulous. Big wooden cross up there, look. All that carved wood. We've got a large stone pulpit. Don't know really how that's made. Whether that's concrete even, I think that's cast. I don't know. Oh, you get a view of the church here. Look at that. I can't help but commenting again on that ceiling, because with the light coming through, the ceiling is not actually dark, it's sort of pale, lighty brown wood. It's just beautiful. The church is a lovely colour actually, and where the arches are in a darker shade. Beautifully colour-coded. Before we go through into the altar, we look at this screen and look at the painting there. Just notice this is all painted. All little flowers painted in there. Oh, that's gilded. It's lovely. Then we step up this carpet here, which takes us down to the altar. And oh, look at that. Oh, that beautiful window. Look at that window. We must get a closer look at that. says, in loving memory of Rosemary Rosemary Rutherford, 20th of June, 1972. Wow, what a magnificent stained glass window. Colours are so vibrant on that. The design is just very impressive. The flowers there. On this side we've got another equally impressive stained glass window. More traditional in design. Very nice. And then a massive memorial here on this wall. Another magnificent work of art. This is in memory of Samuel Golding, died in 1855, and Jane Golding, who died in 1856, in memory of Elizabeth Ames. She was the wife of Thomas Ames. She died 1799. On this side we've got two doors. We don't know what's behind them, but there's an extension out there. And here we've got another memorial on this wall. (1681). It's lovely, isn't it? Another one of these beautiful flower arrangements. And then here underneath this window is a fabulous work of art. Look at this. Oh, look at this. This is ceramic. So this is depicting the Last Supper. I say unto you that one of you shall betray me. Isn't that beautiful? Somebody did that. That's fabulous. It's worth noting here that in front of the altar here is this fabulous mosaic floor, similar to some of the ones we've seen nearby. That's lovely. It's a sort of very pale blue and grey type of light blues. Beautiful. That lovely window, which is shaded slightly greeny, yellowy colour. Little bits of design in them and quite intricate at the top actually. And the wooden ceiling here, which is more simple than the other part of the church. Oh, we can look back down, look at that. Isn't that lovely? The cross there set in that arch against that extremely well lit ceiling. Two stained glass windows. And then the window at the end. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. This church is so impressive because of the light that's coming in. to our right here, next to the organ, we've got a very large, and yet again, plain glass window letting in just gushing light in. Just so well lit here. But this side is much quieter and calmer. 2 stained glass windows. This is a little small chapel area. 2 absolutely impressive windows. As we go back, just note this little item here. This looks like a grave, an ancient grave of some sort. This is the other aisle that's been added, and this has got graves down it. 1858. 1812. $17.99. Kyle Spark, Esquire. What an unusual name. $17.55. That's beautiful. Look in the memory of. There's a very dramatic painting here on the wall. It looks as if it may be. It's painted on canvas. Down towards the tower, we've got this massive door here that leads straight out to the outside. There's a coat of arms up above there. And this section of the church, this extension, has got this old wooden ceiling here. Nice decoration on these columns here. And we've got a very wide aisle leading to the exit. It's a very grand church. This, I think it befits the village of Walsham-le-Willows, which is an extremely nice place. So we walk back out again through these iron gates, which are actually open, so we'll leave them, into this delightfully smart and impressive churchyard. So we just get a final look at this church in Walsham-le-Willows. It's absolutely lovely. I think that's I don't know, it's just such an impressive church. I don't know what to say. It's so light inside, so well thought out. The churchyard is absolutely amazing. Look, just as I'm talking again, the sun's come out. Oh, as if to prove that I'm right. This is one of the nicest churchyards I've seen for a long time. So well designed and so well executed. I mean, it's just so clean, and the people that look after it. I just got to say, I suppose, well done, Walsham-le-Willows.